So a little bit about the Missouri Texas A&M game this weekend. The game will be in College Station. It's an early kick, 11 o'clock. Both teams are coming in ranked. Missouri's ranked number 9, and they're 4-0. Texas A&M is ranked number 25, and they're 4-1, with their one loss being to Notre Dame back in week one. Um, both schools have played pretty good ball. I personally, I think Missouri's a little overrated. We'll see. They've had some close wins. I don't agree with the top 10 ranking for them, but we'll see. I believe A&M is favored and will probably continue to be favored in this game. A&M has since gone with Marcel Reed as their quarterback. The first 2 weeks of the season, they started Connor Wegman, and Connor Wegman didn't play terrible, but interceptions just ate him up. So his numbers really just because of that didn't really look that great. And then before the Florida game, I believe they say they're going to start Marcel Reed. They say Wegman has a throwing shoulder injury, so he's been questionable every week, but he hasn't played. They put Reed out there, and last week Reed was 11 to 22 for 163 yards with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. I don't think Reed has thrown an interception since he's played for the Aggies, so that's always a good thing. Um, Missouri, like I said, they've had some close wins. We'll see kind of what they're made of. Being the road team, playing an early game in College Station, and as most everybody know, Kyle Field isn't the easiest place in the world to play. So we'll kind of see how this sets up for both of these teams going forward um, through the rest of the season. Because if you're A&M is kind of sneaky good. Now, a lot of people at the beginning of the season, you watched all the preview videos and everything. They had A&M going 8-4 this year. Um, I mean, could it still happen? Yes. A&M still has LSU and Texas on the schedule. Well, if they lose both of those two games, that's three. They lose an unexpected game. There's your 8-4. So 8-4, 9-3, and that's really kind of where I'm at. And I'm really kind of leaning more towards 9-3. I don't think they have a problem with Missouri or anybody else on their schedule, but that LSU game and then the Texas game at the end of the year is going to be something. Now, every game is winnable. With the upsets we've seen through the first, couple of weeks of the season, would not surprise me if you saw an upset in any of those. Really, especially in the LSU game, with LSU having Perkins out for the year with that ACL injury. What does their defense look like without, kind of their on field coach, as it were, leading that defensive unit. So we'll see. LSU played a non-conference game last weekend against South Alabama. Didn't have any problems. So we'll see. But A&M, like I said, we're going to look up at the end of the season and be like, you know what? A&M's not in the SEC championship game. That they probably did. They're probably not going to come in any better than third or fourth, three, 4, or 5. At the end of the season, by the time we get there, and they're going to be, and people are going to be, myself included, are going to be, well, they had a better season than we thought. I like Coach Elko. I like the direction he's taken this team. I liked him when he was at Duke. And as anyone with common sense would tell you, anytime you bring in a new coach, whether it's at A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, or even down in Florida, when you bring in a new coach, it's going to take some time for that coach to get the people he wants in place to run the system that he wants. So I think he's very well on his way to doing that. He's a very respected coach, very respected amongst his players. And Texas A&M has the resources. I mean, they were able to write the check to retire Jimbo Fisher and still had money left over to bring in somebody. So, that whatever he wants, he's going to get. And now, in today's age of NIL, when it comes to that and going after players, he's they're going. It's going to be attractive to the recruits that he approaches. If Texas A&M doesn't get a targeted recruit they want, it's not going to be because they couldn't provide the kid with an attractive offer. But this is going to be a great game. I think we're going to find out, obviously, a little more about both teams. I want to know more about Missouri. I mean, I just can't, I can't really buy into it. They're close games. Now, A&M is at a close game. A&M beat Bowling Green 26-20, but Bowling Green seems to be surprising everybody, for the talent level they've got for the caliber of team that they are. So we'll see how that goes. But um, great game on ABC. Like I said, it will continue. This game will continue to be a tone setter for those two teams moving forward because, like I said, with Missouri being undefeated and Texas A&M only having the one loss, both teams have kind of been on top of their game up till now. So it's going to be a great game. The crowd, the atmosphere is going to be incredible. Kyle Field is not an easy place to play. I don't care if it's at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning or at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, regardless of the day. Those fans are going to show out for this big SEC game televised on the ABC flagship network now. So great game coming. I hope y'all enjoy the weekend. I will at least be able to do a little bit of a halftime report. I'll be able to watch that game before I hit the road Saturday afternoon. So at minimum, I'll come on, do a little bit of a halftime update for that one. For the first half, I'm expecting kind of a lower scoring first half with A&M with a slim lead. I really think A&M is going to jump out ahead, and if A&M can get into an offensive rhythm, I think they'll be okay. Now, not to sleep on Missouri's offense. With Luther Burden, they get him down the field and break him loose behind some defensive backs. He's there. Missouri could potentially give A&M some serious headaches with what they can do with him, and he's not the only good receiver they've got. So it's going to be a competitive game. I think going into this game on paper, on the surface, I think A&M and Missouri are two very evenly matched teams. So we'll be back this weekend on that game. Hopefully, I'll be around in the next day or two with some more uh, little previews going on. And there's a couple other things I may talk about. But I hope y'all have a great day. See you next time.